Hi!
Hi!
I'm David Malcolm.
I'm Jamie Birkett.
And I'm playing Booby Cheval in Saucy and the Space Vixen.
And I'm Jubilee Climax in Saucy and the Space Vixen.
However, she also doubles up as my makeup artist.
Yeah.
So today, we're going to show you how David Malcolm becomes Booby Cheval. So I've had a little shave to start with. And now
David stubble grows back almost straight away. In fact, when my boyfriend came to see the show, he said, you should tell David that he should probably shave like on the day.
But I do.
He shaves 5 minutes before we go up, essentially. It just grows back. I trained as a makeup artist when I was at drama school. So I do.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
David does his own foundation for one reason only, which is that I don't like his foundation.
And I don't want to splash out on too much.
Yeah.
And also we don't need too much because although I'm playing a woman, we don't want it to be too drag.
Well, basically the director said to us when I obviously said I would do his makeup, because let's be honest, David couldn't really do all his stuff. Stuart said that he wanted it to look like a woman, not like a drag queen. So I tend to do the makeup that I would do on a girl that just going out a little bit more defined. So you'll see I don't shade as much. Well, you'll see what I do. But what I want to say is we don't do like drag makeup. So it's not, you know, big eyebrows up in the forehead, and it's not a lot of, you know, white and blue and 7-inch lashes and things like that, which are amazing, but I don't really think they're right for the character.
No.
Yeah, so David does this, and then I will pop a little bit of the foundation I wear on stage, which is, I bet I'm not in shot, which is Bare Minerals. What we do with that is we just tap a little bit in the lid. This is Bare Minerals Medium Beige Matte, which is what I wear as well. Tap it off, and then we're just going to buff it ever so slightly over the top, just to set what he's done, and to basically fill in his mistakes.
Of which there are many.
So that's the Bare Minerals matte on, and you see it just, I don't know if you can see from this angle, but it just takes the shine off and just mattes it down that little bit. So then what I do is I start to contour. So we take a bronzer. Again, I'll use the Bare Minerals High Dive, which is the middle bronzer. So we're going to use that just to contour. So we contour underneath the cheekbone and up into the jawline. Up to the ear. And that'll just give more of a sort of feminine, suck in for me? More of a feminine cheekbone effect, and it's nice for stage. I also just warm up his forehead a little bit, down the bridge of his nose, and just a little bit on the chin. Just a smidge. David also wears quite a high neck collar, so we don't worry that his lovely pale Welsh ginger skin is a lot paler than his face.
Yeah.
So we just pretend, don't we, babe?
Plus the body hair isn't a good look for Booby either, is it?
And then this is Mineral Veil. This is, again, Bare Minerals. So that's 100% mineral powder. Again, it's brilliant because it doesn't sweat, so there's no talc. There's the smoke machine. There's no talc or anything like that, so it allows the skin to breathe, which is great if you're working in theatre, because essentially, you know, you get spots, you get hot because you sweat through your makeup and it's a bit gross, whereas this, because it's 100% mineral, that doesn't really happen, so your skin is still looked after, and it's amazing, it will stop you sweating.
Marvellous.
So let's go to the blush. Again with the blush, this is Bare Minerals The French Kiss. Smile for me, darling. So again, because we're doing more of a sort of feminine effect, he smiles for me and I do it on the apples of his cheeks and I blend it slightly up to the cheekbone, so it will be above the bronzer. And again on the apples and up. And I take just a smidge on the nose, just a smidge on the temples. Smidge is the technical term. And again, I would go just a touch more than I would in real life, because under the lights, obviously you need just a bit more. Sorry, madame.
That's alright.
Smile for me. Look at me. So we start the eyes with MAC Nylon, which is a frost shade.
Excuse me.
Oh gosh. Okay, so we use this and we take it all over. So just lean back slightly for me, Mother. All over the lid.
We're going to be ready nice and early for the show now.
I know, aren't we? I've got my dinner there.
Me too. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to eat.
So we take this all over.
The hardest part about this for me is trying not to speak too much, particularly when you're doing my eyeliner, yeah. I get told to shut up quite a bit.
I know, I'm terrible. I forget.
No, but you're not terrible because without you I wouldn't look this pretty.
Oh, well, you would. Take nylon all over. Just have a look at that. Just show them that. And you see it's like a very nice pale, almost gold, but a very pale gold, so it just widens the eyes. And we take it all the way up to the brow, and we take it just slightly out, just to widen the eye. Sorry, darling, to poke you in the eye, haven't I? Just to widen the eye. And then what I do is I take my brush, and we just go along the top of the cheekbone. God, I've lost my voice.
Along the top of the cheekbone.
And along the occipital bone here.
Oh gosh,
up here.
I didn't realise you'd be having biological technical terms in this.
Oh yeah. And then I just blend it ever so slightly with my finger. And again, that looks a bit crazy. Actually, it might not on camera, but on stage, it just widens and gives Booby, the character that David plays, that sort of bright, fresh-faced, yay look. Which is what we're going for, isn't it, babes?
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to the darker one. Now, the darker one I use is a Bare Minerals loose powder called Patio Party.
Patio Party.
Which actually is a liner, but I use it as an eyeshadow because it's nice and dark and straight to the point. Now with David, again, because David's not got the biggest eyes in the world, but he has still got a nice lid, a nice hooded lid, we do a very distinct line. Just lean back a little bit, that's enough. And I just go in the socket. So maybe I should, I'm just going to take you up with me.
Okay.
So if you see David's eyes there, I just draw in the socket line almost and follow the socket line along. Now I don't blend as much as I would if I was doing, say, my eyes, or as I would normally. Normally I blend all that in so it kind of just fades into a colour, but again, one for stage and two because he's a man, I like to do it just a little bit more distinct. And then I take that out and just slightly join it in. So you get that slight fan effect. And just that bit's a little bit more blended if you see in the corner. A bit softer.
It's most relaxing.
So if you look at David's eyes there, and that is, close your eyes for me, babes. That's the smoky eye effect, but again you see I've not blended it massively, so it keeps its strong line. And that is Nylon by MAC and Patio Party by Bare Minerals, slightly blended here at the outer corners. Right, so now I'm going to just take it slightly under the lash. So look up for me. Look up for me.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. And then we're just going to take it ever so slightly under the lash. Not too much. And then join it where you've started that bit. So it should, look up for me a bit. It should just slightly come round. And again on stage, that gives a wide-eyed effect. Look into the camera. You see? Just gives that sultry effect. My Bare Minerals round the clock waterproof eyeliner in Midnight. Again, this one is excellent, especially when I'm doing male makeup or anything like that, because you tend to not sit as much as women do. Look up.
What do you mean?
As in, because it's soft, it's like gel based, so it slides on. Whereas a normal kohl pencil, sometimes you have to go over and over and over to get the heavy pigment. Whereas with this one, I mean, that's pretty much that.
Yeah.
Have a look. You see, that's why I love it. And like, with women, they've probably been doing eyeliner in their eyes since they were kids, so they tend to like not mind going over and over and over again.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But with men, because they don't usually use it, or, you know, not all men anyway, they tend to be like, ah, what are you doing? So you need something quite...
Ah, what are you doing?
No, don't say that, you scare me. So you need something that works sort of instantly. And there, that defines the eyes. Now, a lot of people say that liner in the waterline makes the eyes smaller. And I suppose it does in a way, but it defines the eyes and makes them that much more intense. And again, for stage, that's what you want. Brows. So brows, we just use a Rimmel eyebrow pencil. This is in dark brown, which is number 1. Just look at me, let me see if that's enough. And again, that's enough. If you were doing probably drag queen makeup, you would go probably a lot more intense. But you see with David here, I've tried to just go like a evening out almost.
So if you ever see me on an evening out.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go on to the gel liner. For the gel liner, I use number 1 Black by Maybelline. So just lean back for me. I'm just going to slightly finish this line because it just wasn't massively symmetrical. Look at me. Okay, so his line's done. So then, and also the lashes go over the top of that. So, oh no, actually they're pretty symmetrical. But had they slightly gone awry, we'd have been alright. Lips. So for the first bit where Booby is not a space vixen, I've given you a bit of a spoiler there if you haven't seen the show, we go for a limited matte colour which was called Toxic Tail, and that was the limited Snow White Wicked Queen shade.
Maleficent.
No, Maleficent Sleeping Beauty.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Maleficent's the eyeshadow I have. So unfortunately you can't buy this. You probably can get it on eBay, but I reckon it's a lot of money. So we just take that all over. And what I actually do, a little trick that I've just picked up, is when I'm doing other people's lips, I push sort of the Filtrum and it just squidges up their lip and it's just easier. And then I'm just going to quickly put a line over the top of the lipstick, just a little bit, just a very small bit, just in the Cupid's bow. And this is more of a sort of orange red. Cupid's bow. Fluff there. And along the bottom, but again just very slightly, not too overpowering. Again, because we just want him, as sort of our director wanted, very soft and pretty rather than, you know, full measures. I guess kind of in the show I've got the drag queen makeup, haven't I?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what I like to do with lashes, you didn't see me there, is I put it on my hand, I put a line, and then I drag the lash through it. So I don't actually apply the glue straight to the lash. I drag, so it picks up just the amount it needs, and I just find that's easier. And then just lift into the light for me, that's it. And then we're going to go again, open, and there we go. Yay! And there's our Booby. And thank you for joining us today for our makeup tutorial to make David into Booby. Come and see us at Leicester Square Theatre. We're running until the 15th of September at 7:30 PM nightly, except for Mondays, which is our dark day. And we'll give you a bit of a dance and a bit of a shimmy, and we'll give you a bit of a show. So come see us. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.